Don't forget to subscribe, and turn the notifications. We upload daily. And check the source of this video to view all the images and videos if there was any. Ant-Man and the Wasp takes the stakes and scale of a typically colossal Marvel film and brings them down to the most intimate level, focusing on families in this love letter to father-daughter relationships. The 20th Marvel Cinematic Universe film is a light, welcome break from the mess that is reality, more specifically from thinking about the epic scale of destruction in Avengers: Infinity War. It's a silly, fun comedy, well-timed after the superhero smashes of the last few months, with an easy-to-follow plot, even with multiple foes, and a whole lot of love, making it one of the best MCU sequels. For nearly 2 years since the events of Captain America: Civil War, where an epic fight between Iron Man and Cap over the idea of registering superheroes left Avengers and superheroes ideologically split, Scott Lang, also known as Ant-Man, aka Paul Rudd in our reality, has been under house arrest. Scott's predicament has definitely made it harder for him to be a typical dad and forced him to get creative when entertaining his savvy daughter Cassie, Abby Ryder Fortson, reprising her role from the first film, sometimes by building an awesomely 80s movie-esque cardboard fort when trapped indoors on his weekends. When we meet up with him, Scott is about to be freed from his house and more than ready to be the normal father hero his daughter deserves. But after he has a weird dream, he attempts to reconnect with Hope Van Dyne and her father Michael Douglas. Yes, he's playing Hank Pym, but isn't Hank just her dad, a super smart version of Michael Douglas? The father-daughter duo is on a mission to save Hope's mom, an original Wasp hero, Janet Van Dyne, Michelle Pfeiffer, from a dimension known as the Quantum Realm. The big difference in the sequel is that the Wasp is a fully costumed superhero in the movie, played to kick-ass perfection by Evangeline Lilly. First seen in 2015's Ant-Man, Lily's Hope has now fully embraced her superhero roots. She's following in her mother's footsteps by donning a personalized suit with some high-tech upgrades, wings, blasters, that Scott is jealous of. As predicted by many around the interwebs, AM&TW actually takes place slightly before the ending events of Infinity War. We know this because there are way more people in the world than there would be after that film, you know, because half of them haven't been disappeared yet. But unlike the recent Avengers film, we're not really worried about the fate of these characters yet. And you're not left feeling like it's a supersized episode of Westworld that forces you to keep all the characters straight. Marvel Studios. Without giving too much away, AM&TW presents a very scientific-sounding basis for how Hope and Hank believe they'll accomplish their mission and return from the trip safely, in addition to providing a solid backstory for our main villain. Prepare to laugh, again, so necessary after the crushing deaths of Infinity War, because Ant-Man himself remains seriously funny. Quick quips, passing jokes that pay off in the long run, and perfectly ill-timed physical comedy shines through much like in the first film. Rudd's elaborate facial expressions are a key component no matter how large or small he gets as Ant-Man, and he uses them throughout the film to carry a wealth of jokes. Marvel Studios. You never know how big or tiny a car is in this world, making for some confusingly funny moments. Think Hot Wheels IRL. And the blasters Hope has outfitted her suit to provide some fun, if not a bit schlocky, humor as she sizes up a salt shaker and Pez dispenser. It's the silly outlandishness of some of these moments that really resonates as comic book moments and make you laugh out loud appreciatively. Silly isn't bad. It's welcome and prevents AM&TW from taking itself too seriously. Michael Pena as Scott's BFF business partner, roommate Louis is hilarious yet again, holding his own and chatterboxing with the best of them, including forever perfectly creepy character actor Walton Goggins as Southern gentleman arms dealer and villain Sonny Birch. Special shout out to Randall Park, whose Jimmy Woo is the most hilariously insecure and honest FBI agent we've ever seen in a film. Now playing, watch this, Ant-Man and the Wasp, What to Know. But unlike 2015's Ant-Man, AM&TW is also down to take on a much bigger, somewhat crazier and definitely more interesting main villain in Ghost. Played by disturbingly stoic until she isn't Hannah John Carmen, the character, real name, Ava, is a more human antagonist than we typically see in the MCU. With a blink of her eye, John Carmen gets you to believe Ava is simply a girl trying to solve a personal problem, instead of a borderline deranged assassin. She pulls the audience in and makes you feel for the little girl deep inside the killer, and it almost convinces you she's maybe not all that bad, a hard feat to pull off considering at one point she puts her arm through a main character. In large image Marvel Studios. This year, Marvel has proven with Killmonger, Thanos and now Ghost, that it has, at least, taken notice and made strides to solve its villain problem. In the comics, Ghost is an angry man fighting against a capitalist system, sabotaging companies, including Stark Industries, for fun and for profit. Here we have a woman with a heartfelt backstory that ties directly into what many fans have been heralding as the future of the MCU, the quantum realm. Hopefully we'll see more of this dimension, especially since it's almost as delightfully trippy as when we watched Doctor Strange fighting Dormammu in another dimension. This realm is full of way too large and actually kind of terrifying tardigrades and really confusing mirrors, pathways, time vortices. It makes you wonder if every alternate dimension really is prettier than our own. There definitely remain many questions about Ava and her past, and how her life intersects with Hank Pym, who's Elliot's star in the MCU, and will we see him again? What was he doing building a quantum bridge tunnel of his own? AVA's relationship with Dr. Bill Foster, Lawrence Fishburne, is a bit fuzzy, but the ending leaves most of these questions open enough for us to wonder if we'll see her again in future films. Marvel Studios. And at its heart, Ant-Man and the Wasp is very much a father-daughter heist film. Hank and Hope, Scott and Cassie, Foster as a surrogate father to Ava. Sure, the pairs aren't all playing Robin Hood, but they're stealing our hearts. Ugh, sorry, couldn't resist. But really, some of the best parts of the film are the tender moments between these pairs, and thankfully the movie isn't afraid to give these moments time enough to resonate. The movie is fun, light-hearted and scaling the list of sequels, but the stakes to see it aren't as high as Infinity War when everyone rushed out to catch it immediately. Rest assured, if you skip opening weekend, not even major plot spoilers can ruin the fun for you. Will we see it again? Absolutely. Should you see it before Captain Marvel and Avengers 4? Yes, 100% yes. How to watch every MCU property in the perfect order, from Marvel films to the shows on Netflix. Here's the best order to experience the MCU. Infinite Guide to Marvel, from the Avengers and MCU to the X-Men and everything in between. Our bi-weekly newsletter will help you stay up to date on all things Marvel.